Imagine this. It's pitch dark. The temperature is minus 25 degrees Celsius. Your body feels broken. Every step is a struggle. Your mind is foggy, and you haven't had a sip of water in 4 hours because it's frozen solid. Around you, the only sounds are the crunch of snow under your heavy boots and the wind howling like it's trying to warn you. And you still have 3 hours to go. That was me, 13-year-old Aadit, on summit night at Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest peak in Africa, standing at 19,341 feet, the roof of Africa, and the tallest freestanding mountain in the world. At that moment, I wanted to lie down and just sleep. I wanted to give up, but I didn't. And that decision to take one more step and then one more changed everything. You see, I'm not a special kid. I'm not an athletic prodigy. I'm just a normal boy who likes his pizza and his video games. But standing there on that mountain, facing that brutal cold, I discovered something that changed my life forever. Something I want to share with all of you today. But first, let me take you back to where it all began. Not on a snowy mountain, but right here in Mumbai. We've always been an adventurous, outdoorsy family, going on hikes and trail walks wherever we traveled. But during the lockdown, we were stuck indoors. Soon after things opened up, we began doing weekend treks around Mumbai. I like the vibe, fresh air, nature, and the thrill of climbing something. But then came the next step, Everest Base Camp. My mom had met a mountaineer and signed us both up, mainly because she didn't want to go alone. So there I was, a 12-year-old, pulled away from his laptop and his cricket bat straight into the Himalayas. I was underprepared, and the mountains taught me a lesson. I complained the entire way up. Every step was agony. Every breath felt insufficient. The cold bit through my clothes, and the altitude made my head pound like a drum. By the time I reached the peak, I was spent. So spent that we had to take a helicopter back down. Even though I reached Everest Base Camp, deep down, I didn't feel content. I didn't feel as if I had achieved something. And that feeling, that quiet knowledge that I had cheated myself somehow, haunted me. It was like an itch I couldn't scratch. I had reached Everest Base Camp at 5,364 meters. But I hadn't truly earned it. And that realization, that hunger for redemption, changed everything. It lit a fire in me. I wanted a rematch. So when Kilimanjaro came calling, I knew I had to prepare differently. My eyes were on the prize. Yes, partly for that PlayStation that I was promised, but also for something deeper, something like a wind blowing from deep within. I simply couldn't not do it. My lifestyle changed. I engaged in intense physical training, 6 to 7 kilometers of non-stop running, climbing 200 plus floors, strength training, breathing exercises, yoga, and weekly hikes. 3 months before Kilimanjaro, we went to Chandrashila, a high-altitude summit in Uttarakhand. We pulled off an all-nighter to mimic the summit push conditions. The cold, the dark, and the altitude. I faced it all. Every step was part of the plan. I had learned my first big lesson after the base camp trek. The mountain doesn't care about your excuses. It just asks, how bad do you want it? And this time, I was going to give it everything I had. Climbing Mount Kilimanjaro isn't just a physical journey, but a mental and emotional one too. We had chosen the Marunga route, steep, short, and with the lowest success rate. Why? Because my 8th grade exams were coming up, and I wanted to complete this journey before stepping into the 9th. Despite my past treks, I was nervous. Due to the rapid altitude gain and the long hiking days over the first 3 days, I was exhausted. My mind was filled with doubt. Would I be able to make it to the summit? But yet, I stayed focused. Every step was just a warm-up. The real battle lay ahead. At midnight on day 4, summit push began. The temperature was nearly minus 25 degrees. We layered up, 5 layers on top, 3 on our legs, gloves inside gloves, and warmies in our socks. The distance to Uhuru Peak is just 6 kilometers, but it's the longest and toughest part of the journey. You have to hike the steepest section of the mountain in freezing temperatures, with an exhausted body and in total darkness. Headlamps lit our path as we trudged through the dark, rocky terrain. Every breath took effort, every step slower than the last. To stay alert, I took 2-minute naps. Yes, just 2 minutes. Sounds crazy, but it worked. As I pushed forward, I gained confidence. With the summit coming closer, my thoughts became lighter. A gush of positivity took over. At 6:15 a.m., we reached Gilman's Point and saw the sun rise above the clouds. We were now at 5,685 meters. Just 2 more points to go. We continued along the crater rim. The wind howled. My legs trembled. My water had frozen. And then we reached Stella Point. My mom turned to me and asked, "Do you want to continue?" I didn't even hesitate. I said, yes. This is what I had trained for. And with so many people rooting for me, how could I give up? All the preparation, the sweat, the sacrifices deserved to count for something. Other trekkers started turning back, hallucinating, stumbling, but I was clear, focused. My body was exhausted, but my mind had never been stronger. The final stretch was brutal, steep, windy, narrow, but one step at a time, and I made it. At Uhuru Peak, I held up my school flag. The view was breathtaking. The wind roared. I wasn't even smiling at first. I just stood there, letting it all sink in. And then it hit me. I did it. 13-year-old me had stood at the top of Africa. On the way down, I was flying. No pain, no exhaustion, just adrenaline and pride. Hikers stopped me to ask my age, offer congratulations, and take pictures. That's when I began to realize what I had accomplished. At the base, we had a farewell meal with the entire trek team. One of the porters turned to me and said, "We weren't sure if you'd make it." The cheers I got after that, unforgettable. And finally, I felt it. That sense of accomplishment that I missed at Everest, this time I had earned it. I learned the power of preparation, resilience, and resolve, meeting people from all walks of life, bonding with my family, and realizing how much we take for granted. This journey truly changed me. So, what did I learn from the mountains? First, pain is temporary. Regret isn't. If I would have quit, that regret would have lasted way longer than the pain in my legs. Second, pushing your limits isn't just a phrase. Out there, when your legs burn, when the air gets thinner, and when your mind whispers, maybe you can't, that's when you discover the strongest version of yourself. And third, passion can be borrowed until it becomes your own. What started off as my mom's dream became mine. Somewhere along the ridges and the snow, I stopped working for her, and I started working for me. I truly believe that I was able to incorporate the Japanese philosophy of learning and mastery in 3 phases. First, Shu, follow the rules. I followed my passion, the guidance of my instructors, and the rigorous training. I was learning, absorbing. Ha, break the rules. On Kilimanjaro, I began questioning my limits, pushing beyond what I thought I was capable of. And Re, transcend the rules. At the summit, I wasn't climbing for a reward or for anyone else. I was climbing for something deeper, my own why. So why am I sharing this with all of you? Because if I can do it, so can you. And it isn't just about climbing a mountain or earning a PlayStation. It is whatever lies beyond who you are right now. It is a dormant greatness inside all of us, waiting to be discovered. I know I'm just 13. I still love pizza and gaming. But now I know what I'm capable of. And I believe so are you. So if you're ever feeling stuck, burnt out, or just unsure, maybe what you need isn't the break. Maybe what you need is a trail, a backpack, and the courage to take that first step. Because real growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens when you're tired, cold, and you still keep going. So whenever you face your own mountain, literal or not, just remember, not fast, not easy, just forward. Thank you.